All Things Fashion Show, DMV's first fashion show. So thank you all for being present today. And our honorable guest for today is no other person than Mr. Boo, who is an international fashion designer. And without forgetting our major sponsor of this program, which is Freddie and Sons Roofing. Freddie and Sons, thank you so much for being a proud sponsor of All Things Fashion Show. And Media to Africa team, we thank you all for sponsoring this show. So now I will take you behind a little scene of Freddie and Sons.
Freddie and Son Roofing is a family-owned company that specializes in roofing, siding, and gutters. We serve the entire DMV area and have 15 plus years of construction experience. We're currently offering free complimentary roof inspections for all Media to Africa supporters. We'll inspect your roof and give you an estimate all on the same day. Depending on the condition of your roof, you may be eligible for a replacement covered by your insurance company. So if your home has been affected by wind or hail damage, we're able to have your home insurance involved to get your roof costs covered.
Thank you, Freddie and Sons. And you can call the number on the screen below, the 57 number. If you have a roofing problem, you have a siding problem, now you know who to call. Freddie and Sons is always one call away. And thank you, Freddie and Sons, for being a proud sponsor of the show. So, people, now we are getting into our guest for today's show, Mr. Robert Mbu. Remember, people, while you're watching, you're sharing on all your social media platforms. So, hey, welcome to All Things Fashion Show, Mr. Robert. How are you doing today? Ooh, I'm so
okay.
excited.
Yeah,
Wow,
me
I
too.
love what you're wearing.
Thank you, thank you. I'm wearing my
Welcome,
stuff.
welcome. I'm
So,
truly honored to have you on
yeah,
All Things Fashion Show, and Media to Africa
okay,
is truly humbled to have you on this show. So we have
okay.
viewers wondering, who is Mr. Robin Boo?
So I like to call myself a contemporary artist and designer and fashion designer because being a designer and a fashion designer, it seems like it's the same thing, but it's not always the same thing. So I like to call myself that. I come from Cameroon. Um, I'm Anglophone normally, so English speaking, but my family, we grew up in Yaoundé, the capital, so it's French speaking. So, but I went to school all in the English provinces, so I went to
Yeah.
boarding schools, so all my boarding school people, hi, like, we know each other, like, hello. Yeah, so,
Right.
yeah, so basically I went to English school, but then I grew up in the French side, so I speak French and English. And well, I finished boarding school, then I went to university. I kind of played around with a degree in accounting, and then I got it, and I decided, well, I mean, I just want to risk it all and do what I feel is my purpose in this life.
Yes.
So I traveled to Canada to go to a design school, so fashion and design school. So I graduated from there in 2019, and yeah, so I mean, I'm still new, so my career just started. So from there, yeah, basically that's the rundown of how I got here.
Great. So let's talk about your very first show you had in Montreal. So how was that in 2019?
Okay, so basically, I mean, this organization they call Raw Artists, like they make shows all over the world, Canada, USA, everywhere. So they kind of curate young artists so they can
Right.
kind of help them with their careers, right? So
Right.
at during this point, I was still in school. So they contacted me. They contacted me to do a show with them. So I mean, I was supposed to do like they contacted me twice. The first one was February and February 2019, and I wasn't able, right, because I was still in school. And the next one was just the day after my graduation. But I said, well, I mean, if I'm gonna graduate, I might as well go out with a bang, right?
Right.
So while we were finalizing everything for our graduation fashion show and everything, I was also working on my first show with a couple of people. Like I mean, I found some little people who were like interns at this time, so they helped me do build the collection for the show, and I was able to do that. So literally, I was leaving my graduation in the morning, and I was seeing off my sister because my sister she came from the US and everything. I was seeing her up, then I was going to prepare for another show. But it was nice because really, I mean, that was the first time I was like, okay, that was the first time I actually believed like, wow, you've
Right.
learned this and you were able to do this. So it was,
Correct.
and it
So
was
we're
fun.
gonna be bringing one of your designs that you did on that show, which is Exhibit One.
Yeah. Okay.
So the design that actually caught my eyes, it's the one with, I love colors. So when we're talking about fashion, we're
Okay.
talking about designs, we're talking about pink, we're talking about
Uh,
orange, we're talking about
yeah.
yellow, and this right
Yeah.
here was outstanding. So just give us in a very few words, how did you even have in mind to bring out something this fantastic?
Okay. So I created this double biker kind of thing. So a two-level biker. Because me, like, I'm always thinking there has to be two gears, right? So like you see the first level, then the
Right.
next level is like, oh, okay, now that's serious, right? So for this, I was literally trying to reference Cameroonian colors, like
Right.
I was trying to do that, but then not be too obvious, like the green, red, yellow. Actually, it's kind of green. It's
Yeah.
turquoise, yellow, red, but it's mixed in a way that it's not like green, red, yellow, right?
Right.
But like, okay, but that was that was what was in my mind actually,
I love it. It
doing that
is
in green, red,
amazing.
yellow. So yeah, so basically, I was like, okay, I've created this new kind of double biker jacket. I'm from Cameroon, fuse the two, basically, find a way to
Yes.
fuse the two. That's where I had
That's
the inspiration
fashion
for
and
the
that's
color.
art. So
Yeah,
let's talk because you do men and women fashion, which is like, yes,
yeah,
because sometimes most fashion designers are just like one stream. They do men, they do
specializing one.
women, but you are grounded in both. So let's go to your avatar outfit for the men. For the men design,
Okay,
that really took me off guard, and I was like,
okay,
"Wow, how did you even come out with that cut? It is perfect."
okay. This one is actually very simple. I watch a lot of cartoons, right? Like
Right,
if I most of my inspiration comes from cartoons, like if I'm being honest, right? So I watched this
right,
cartoon where I saw this tribe, and then this lady she wore this armor that looked like that. And then I
right,
said, okay, I want that, but for my own version, right? So I made it for myself. So I mean, I actually made it for a project which media this project we did with Eve Ulyss, the guy we spoke about before. So I did it for the
right,
project, but then and I'm like, man, I like this thing. A
right.
friend of mine had a birthday, and we went for the party, and then I wore it, and I was so happy. So yeah,
That is
basically
good.
it came from a cartoon, basically.
And it's
Yeah,
one of just having that passion for avatar play into your fashion creates who you
yeah,
are. It creates
yeah,
right down to the core where the love for fashion comes from. And that's just
yeah.
something about fashion that makes you unique. So I know you've done amazing men outfit, but that avatar one really struck me because again,
Yeah.
it's just personalized you in person. So we will be
Yeah.
talking about the female outfits. You did tremendously
Uh-huh.
well, especially with the
Okay.
pink shoulder reverse. That was pretty up. I love that
Oh,
one.
okay,
And
okay.
we're so let's talk about that for a little bit. The
Okay.
pink reverse shoulder
So,
dress, and
okay.
this one
So,
too. I pretty love this one
and this
that is
one
on the
too.
screen.
Okay. That pink one, that was for a group collection, right?
Okay,
Because in fashion school, like when we're graduating, we need to make group collections. Like we form a group and then you guys design a collection like 14 looks.
right.
So that was so like you know what's funny is that in all the 14 looks, like not even up to like five of my group like went in, right? But then I had all mine in there. So
Right.
basically in the end, like I had that piece, so that was like the centerpiece from the collection. So when it
Yes.
finished, I mean, like the moment, like a lot of people after the show, they just leave their stuff with the school, right? I was like, no, guys,
Oh,
I'm not leaving my stuff with the school. You know what I mean? So the
right.
day it finished, I just took my stuff and then I put it in my show. I'm just like, okay, it's mine, right? It's my design. I mean, I know it was a group thing, but I made it,
Right.
I designed it, and I made it. So yeah,
So you named this
I think that,
design the Golden Soul. Oh, you
Yes,
guys come together as a collaboration. Black artists, designers come together and worked on
yes,
this golden soul. That's one that is on the
yes,
screen. So we are going to push it in
yes.
front. So just to have viewers
Mhm.
see all the details on the outfit, I truly do love it. So what was the main reason or the main goal for all black fashion designers coming together? That is powerful. So what was the main
Yeah.
reason for that?
Because it's hard even for the white people to make it here. So it's
Okay.
near impossible for black people to make it here.
Right.
So there's no ecosystem for black creatives like that. I mean, there's like
Right.
one in Montreal, but
Right.
like they call it Moonshine. So that's a collective of like they have artists, DJs, musicians, and everything. So that's good. But like really designers and creatives and like designers and like jewelry makers and all this stuff, makeup artists. No, there's no collective. So Eve came up with the idea that he wanted that, and I mean that has always been my dream, right? So it was kind of nice to see someone who has been in the industry very long who can
Right.
actually make that happen because he has more connections, right? So he had more
Perfect.
connections, so he was able to bring everybody together. So we brought it like we're literally just trying to create an ecosystem in a kind of like, I mean, we're gonna help each other and make it through here in the Canadian art industry because it's almost non-existent for us. Like we're still disenfranchised, eh? Like I need to work twice as hard to get half as far as someone who is not like me, right? And I'm even dark
That's the
skinned, so it's even
spirit.
worse, right?
That's the
Yeah,
spirit. We always need to work double, even triple times to meet up,
yeah,
to be recognized, and that's just how
yeah,
the base has been laid. And we
yeah,
come in and we scoop it up and we do it. And
yeah.
the most
You
important
know,
thing is
and
results. And seeing the result
yeah,
like that is tremendously amazing. So we will be
okay.
going next, the next one, which is the golden evasion. I love this golden evasion. I'm like, how did you all come up with the next? The next picture we're gonna have. So
Mhm.
how did you guys come up with something like that? Who brought that idea to life?
Uh, it was Eve.
Eve. Wow.
If the person, so he's we like to call him the leader of the little band. So he said
Right.
me, I want like this kind of thing, but then you need to find somebody who can make that, right? So
Right.
I created the wings because just before that I had did a little time at the place where they made costumes for
Mm-hmm.
Disney and movies and all that. So I learned how to do accessories like wings and all that, right? So I made the wings. He brought in somebody else to do the makeup. Somebody else, so the girl who did the makeup, she did the body painting. Then he has a jewelry designer who brought all the jewelry together. So it was kind of like everybody going with their strength. Like mine is creating the stuff and creating the clothes and everything. Then the rest, they're like accessorizing the every other thing. So we didn't. He came up with the idea, and then we made it. We sort of all made it happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is perfect. I love that
Yeah.
collaboration, and I just like when black
Yeah.
talent gets together, it's
Yeah.
explosion of amazing, of gorgeous,
Yeah.
of impactfulness, and that
Yeah.
was very touching to actually have
Yeah.
black fashion designers come together because that paved
Yeah.
a lot of path for the new generations to
Yeah.
come, and it gives them
Yeah.
hope. So there's something that I really love that comes from your collection, which I think the viewers are gonna like. It's you
Okay.
crafting out your own label, you crafting out your own design.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I would say the
Okay.
Versace, like I told you already, when I saw that, I saw Versace. And that's
Yeah.
something that Africans and that's something that black fashion designers need to come up because
Yeah.
these brands have built these designers, Versace, they have built themselves. Now it's for us, Africans, Black Americans, togetherness to come and build something very impactful. So tell us, how did you even come to a place to craft something like that? And I mean, the colors are
Yeah.
amazing. Again, I love yellow, so that's
Okay.
me.
So,
So how did you do
I,
that?
yeah. So I knew that I wanted to create a. I knew that like the only way. Okay. One of my main problems is like African designers keep getting stereotyped for Ankara fabric designer, right? It seems
Right.
like if you're African, you need to do, like in Cameroon, they call it ashwabi material.
Yeah,
That
Shwabi.
pisses me off a lot. So in my mind, I was just like, okay, I mean, I've studied here, so I should be able to create some kind of fabric, right? So my main goal is trying to create a fabric. So, but creating a fabric, I got inspired by like, because I feel like the person who has done the best in fabric creation in the world is Versace. So I kind of got
Versace.
inspired by like, what is the method, right? Like you need iconography, right? He has the
Yes.
Medusa head and everything, so you need your own iconography. And then I'm like, okay, I'm from Cameroon, so I need to create iconography with stories that like come from Cameroon, right? So for
Yes.
example, the Sultan is from Bamoun, and then the Bamileke, they're like close to each other, right?
Yes.
So that's why you have the Sultan, then you have the Bamileke effigy with the money and everything, and then everybody knows the Bamileke people in Cameroon. They're the ones that have all the
Yeah, they
money.
have a
The
unique
Bamileke
material.
and the Sultan, right? So thinking about money, thinking about my culture, my Cameroonian culture, like Bamileke and Bamoun, I brought that together, and then I have one logo, right? Then talking about this, like the next painting you're showing there, that's literally me narrating my story of when I was in Yaoundé before I came to Canada, right? Like from my point of view, I was narrating a story of Yaoundé from my point of view before I came to Canada. But the
Right.
problem is that, like, I mean, I don't know what it is people have against sex. It looks kind of, I mean, not this one, the next one. It looks because there's naked people and there's everything. I mean, it's
All
art. I'm not
right.
necessarily like, I'm not drawing like, I'm not drawing people having sex though, but I'm
Right.
drawing just a
So
human form and everything, right?
it's
Mm-hmm.
true. It's true. So we are going to display the remaining of the designs. So can we
Okay.
get exhibit 6 and 7? So the literal lost.
Okay.
That is powerful. Where did you get that name
Okay.
from? From Cameroon, literal?
Literal loss. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So
I
I'll
can relate
explain
with
to
it.
you. You know, like how you see the koala. They say the koala is the laziest animal, right?
Yes.
In Cameroon, people like to say Bakwiri women are lazy. Okay,
Okay.
so the koala. You stay with me here, okay? The koala is the laziest animal. People like to say Bakwiri women are lazy. Bakwiri and Douala have the same culture, right?
Yes.
So littoral, Douala is the littoral place. So I'm just thinking all of them are in the water, and since they have the same culture, so I was basically trying to make like like a critique on how people call Bakwiri women lazy, but using
Yes.
these three ideas that kind of distantly link each other. So that's how I came up with littoral loss.
That is good. That is good. I mean, again, the fabric, the design, and all that, it is really
Yeah,
good. And I pray that this comes to light where we can start buying our own designs, we can start
yeah,
buying our own fabrics. And again,
yeah.
Versace has built a brand, but they
Yeah,
started
we can
also.
start creating our fabrics. We don't
Yes,
need,
we can
look, we
start
don't,
creating our own
yes,
fabrics
we
like
don't
that. I
need,
would.
like, we don't need all that stuff. We'll manufacture
Mhm.
our stuff in Africa, you know, then we can sell it elsewhere. You know what I mean? All this buying other
Right.
people's stuff and then, like, just clouding, like, it seems like nobody knows what they're doing because it doesn't really come from them, like, you know what I mean? But anyways, like, I mean, that's a topic for another day. I'm not
Right.
gonna talk.
Say that's a topic for another day. I love that.
Yeah, I'm
That
not
is
gonna be talking about
amazing.
it.
So,
Yeah.
we are going to take a little commercial break. Talking about
Okay.
our sponsor, again, proudly sponsored by Freddie and Sons. If you have a roofing problem, a siding problem, please call the number that is going to be displayed under the screen so you can have your roofing done. You can have your roof inspected. You can have your siding inspected. We are so truly proud to be sponsored by Freddie and Sons, and we are going to be bringing you a short commercial in a little bit. Keep watching. Stay tuned.
Freddie and Son Roofing is a family-owned company that specializes in roofing, siding, and gutters. We serve the entire DMV area and have 15 plus years of construction experience. We're currently offering free complimentary roof inspections for all Media to Africa supporters. We'll inspect your roof and give you an estimate all in the same day. Depending on the condition of your roof, you may be
And then just
eligible
move
for
to
a
our
replacement
intro.
covered by your
Just move
insurance
to
company.
our.
So if your home has been affected by wind or hail damage, we're able to have your home insurance involved to get your roof costs covered.
Welcome to All Things Fashion Show, streaming live from Media to Africa. Are you a fashion designer? Are you smart, creative, adventurous, a fashion entrepreneur, trendsetter? We bring you the best in photography, modeling, content creating, art, and music. Then join Ruth in All Things Fashion.
Welcome back on a little commercial break. Again, I'm saying thank you, Freddie and Sons, for sponsoring us. And please, if you're watching, like and share on every social media platform so that we all can enjoy this beautiful show and we all can enjoy our amazing guest that is bringing us the real juice behind how Africans their experience in the fashion world, especially in the Western world, and they are conquering it because again, once you have the vision, you can go a long way in this Western world with your fashion, with your talent that you have on your sleeve. So we are going to be moving back to Mr. Robert Mboo. And as an African designer, I know you face a whole lot of challenges. We all face them in every industry that we are, being fashion, being designer, being personal stylist, being a content creator, being whatever profession that you are located in. Not just African but other ethnicities face these challenges. So how do you cope with all this? How did you still come out striving, come out ready to draw, and come out ready to design? So others will want to know.
I have I have an unbelievable support system,
Oh wow.
right? I have people who support me. I have friends, I have my family. They support me and they're like, you know what, bro? We're with you 200%. To
Yes.
me, that like I mean, I don't know, like I really don't know how I can stress it enough. Like they celebrate me for no wins at all. You know what I mean? No wins. Like I
Right.
make
That's a
some
power
some
word.
raggedy thing in a basement and then just put on a mannequin, and then they support me so much that I'm just like, you know what? I'm not doing this like, okay, who am I doing this for? That's another question,
Yes.
right? If you remember who
Yes.
you're doing this for, then you see all the racism, you see all the jealousy, all the marginalization and everything. You see it like, you
Yes.
know what? You guys do you, right? I don't need you guys. I'm doing it for these people who love me and who I love. And
Yes.
that to me is the ultimate motivation. If you have that, you don't need any, because I mean, I sit like this and then, like maybe, like maybe there's a racist incident and then like I talk to my dad and then he tells me, my son, there is no better designer in the world more than you. I
Oh,
know
that
it.
is
You
amazing.
can
I
design better
love
than
that.
everybody.
Yes.
Like he says those words to you, and then you're trying to tell me I should worry about racism. Or
No.
what? Like, what does racism
I
have to do
tell
with
you,
me?
don't
I
worry.
don't care about them. We're gonna make our thing. That look, this thing needs to be so good that it transcends race, right? So you
Yes.
see it, you hate the source from which it came from, but you cannot hate the product, right? So as long as the
Yes.
product does its job, I don't care if you hate the source. What? I'm a dark skinned black man. Normally you hate me, and I'm creative. You will hate me, definitely, right? But as long as
Right.
my product or the idea I'm trying to sell here passes across, then I'm good, man.
That
I'm
is
good.
it.
Like,
That is it.
yeah,
So now,
yeah.
this African designs, African ideas, African aesthetics, African culture,
hmm
African background, African history that you have in your hand.
hmm
How do you blend that with the Western life, Western lifestyle, Western culture, Western
hmm
history, Western socialization? How do you put all that
Okay.
blend together?
Well, if you've grown up watching a lot of the Western series, you kind of have an
Yes,
idea of where it's going to fashion wise, right? Then I've
right.
lived here too, right? So, and then the main designers I used to follow were all in the Western place when I was younger, my idol. So it kind of gave me an idea of like the kind of design I'm trying to do. And I mean, coming here, I had to understand this society, right? But it's
Yes,
simple. I feel like blending anything to the West just wants anything that's interesting and unique. They don't care
right.
whatever it seems like. Like that's the point. if as long as it's interesting and it's unique, you would figure out the West, right? Because it's simple.
Yes.
It's the same suits, the same shirts, the same t-shirts, the same jeans. I mean, people
Yes.
sell t-shirts here for thousands of dollars, right? So it's the same thing, you know. And the West doesn't even have style like and I mean the West probably like North America. No, no, no. No, okay, wait. I've been in Canada too long. I feel like if Canada is the West, but no. Basically, Africa has the most style. So if you're coming from Africa, it's easy to be very outlandish here, right? So it's easy to
Yes.
blend into the Western style because it's more, black T-shirt, black jeans, very monochrome. So you
it's,
kind
it's
of,
it's
yeah,
most regular, the
yeah.
regular materials,
It's
the
very,
regular
yeah,
fashion style. But when you bring
yeah,
something foreign to them, they absorb you
yeah.
so fast because
Exactly,
then you're spicing them
exactly.
up. You're
Yes,
bringing some
exactly. And you
life
see the
into
problem,
their.
yeah, yeah. And you see the problem why I keep talking about using Ankara because they've
Yes.
seen that all along. They assume that if you just say you're African and then you design, they already try to put you into that box of oh, you do Ashrabi material. You know what I mean? So my idea is that
Right.
like when I show you a whole different thing which I'm doing, I'm African. It's not Ashrabi material, but it's African, right? So that piques your
Yes.
interest. Then you westernize it for me.
That is
You know what I mean?
amazing. That is
Yeah.
amazing. So, what is the main goal of your brand? What, like when you see your designs, when you see your craft lying down on
hmm
someone's body, where do you want that to go? How far do you want that to push?
I want it to push to the levels of the greatest to ever do it. I
Yes.
want it to push to those levels, right? Like that's what
Yes.
I'm going for. I'm going for like okay, I'm not the kind of I'm just gonna sit and then like I'm gonna create this sprint, then I'm gonna create four others after, just because I need to create four others after, right? It's not because I'm trying to compete with anybody or anything. It's just like I'm trying to prove to myself that I can come out with one, come out with two, come out with three, come out with four, come out with another one, come out with another aesthetic, right? So I feel like with
Yes.
this in mind, like when I say the greatest, when I say the greatest to ever do this thing, like I mean like basically pushing this to the limit where I feel like at this point I have nothing to give anymore, then I'll leave it. That's like I feel like that's where I'm trying to go with this,
Feel like
right?
you're empty. I can't give anymore.
Yeah,
And that's
yes,
definitely going to be the bad word what the
till I
people
feel
don't
like
want to
I've
say.
given, yeah, like till I really feel like I've given everything I have inside me, then I'll know that I'll leave it. But I'm so far away from there right now that like I
So
mean,
far.
in 5 years I'm still gonna be like I mean I'm still gonna be climbing, But then I'm realistic, right? I know that these things take time, but I
Yes.
have a reason why I'm doing this. My reason why I'm doing this
Yes.
is really because I feel like I need to put out what I feel like is my purpose on this earth, like why God brought me into this world. Like I need to put that
Yes.
out. That's why I'm doing this thing, and I'm doing it again because I was given a choice. I was given a choice. I chose this.
Yes.
So this is really what I want to do. I really love this stuff. Like it's crazy. I can't. I mean, I'm a screw up in so many other things. I think, but this one, no. This one,
That
like,
is
if there's
amazing. When
one thing,
something
yeah, if
comes
there's
from the
one thing
heart.
God gave me, is this one.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. And that is amazing because what you know, that's all you have, and that's all you're
Yeah.
giving your best. It's like I'm giving it
Yes.
all. Even if you don't take it,
Yes.
the last thing in your
Yes.
mind is that
I'm
I
gonna
just
put
gave
it
you
all.
all. And I'll give you all
Yes.
again, and I'll continue to give you
Yes.
all, even if you
So
said no.
you
The
understand?
script isn't
Every
perfect.
new project, I'm gonna treat it like if this is the last thing you had to design in this world, how would you
Yes.
design it? I put it out. Whatever happens to that after me, I sleep well at night, right? Because I smile with my mouth. I'm just like, okay, I've put my work out, so I'm waiting for the next one. Same thing,
Yes,
same thing, same
that's
thing.
the spirit. That's
Yeah,
the spirit. So now we're getting to the
yeah,
most important part. People love
yeah.
designs. People love designers. We have young talents out there that
Mm-hmm,
love designers. Trust me. Now,
mm-hmm.
how is the financial part of it? Everybody want to get into fashion designing, but the
Okay,
money. Where does the money come from? Do you make money
okay.
with your products? Do you have companies sponsor you? Or do you have parental help sponsor you? So now this is a very
Okay.
big part. So we want to know.
Yes, yes. I feel like this should be the most important part because a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions, right? I
Yes.
mean, I was only able to come here and go to design school because my parents could afford it, right?
Yes.
Like that's the reality which that's the reality which I'm humble enough to really understand. Like that's the only reason. If they couldn't afford it, I wouldn't have been able to come to a school and then study what I studied, right? But anyways, even after your tuition, like it's not actually what you do in school. Like school is just it's enclosed, right? Like nothing is happening in school, you're safe, right? When you
Right.
come out of the real world, you need to work, like you need a like you I mean, depending on how old you are, maybe you're still living with your parents and everything, but I wasn't living with my parents. Like I'm in a whole different continent, right? So I need to
Yes.
pay rent, I need to leave, I need to maybe, like maybe I have like at this point I have a girlfriend. I need to go on dates, I need to buy clothes, I need to look fresh too. I'm young,
Right. You're a
so
designer.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we have all this stuff. So I would say, in the beginning, it was kind of hard for me to accept the fact that I had to do other jobs which couldn't pay me the way I would have wanted design to pay me. Because I mean, like I said, it's hard even for the white people to find a job in the industry. So in the beginning, it
Right.
was hard for me to find a job in the industry, right? So I had to do a
Yes.
different job then. But then I feel like that was good because I had to start my own thing on the side and try to see how I can juggle the two. The reality is like you will hardly ever just finish studying design and then
Mm-hmm.
have money like that because you would probably need to do something else, then do it on the side till so your main stuff must become your side stuff till you can do it on your own, right?
Yes.
Or I mean, it's an industry with jobs, right? Like it's just like they have accounting and everything. So there's jobs. I've had jobs in the industry. I've been a sample maker. I've done this 3D modeling. So like I mean, there's jobs in the industry. So you can
Yes.
decide to become a career designer. So you're just gonna get
Yes.
into a company from the bottom, and they're gonna, oh my god, they're gonna trample on you so much. But if you have the courage to stay in that, you can choose to stay in that. So that's
Yes.
one thing. There are jobs. You can get into a company as a seamstress or as a tailor, and then they're gonna train you, and then you're gonna do more important projects, and then like they're gonna pay you, right? So you can do that.
Right.
But if you're trying to start your company on your own, the first months are gonna like yeah. I've almost
You're gonna
given
feel
up a
it.
lot of times, right? But then my
Yes.
friends who know me, they're like, no, 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 that's not possible. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen. So, and at some point, you need to understand that the way anybody is gonna support you and support you financially is if you believe in yourself so much that if like your belief in yourself is so strong that
Yes.
even if they don't understand it, they believe it, right? Like right now, I have
Yes.
partners, right? Like I have two partners who are invested in my brand, right? So like they know for a fact like, I believe in it so much that like if they partner with me or not, I'm still gonna do it. You see
Yes,
what
you
I
are.
mean? So from
Yes.
there, wait, just 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my laptop was kind of going off, so I had
Okay.
to.
So
Yeah,
we
sorry
are
about that.
really, really, really are proud of our
Mhm.
guest. He has done a
Yeah.
tremendous work and in so many magazines, and we are super honored to have him on the show. And we are gonna be putting out contacts and social media platforms where you can follow him on Instagram. And remember again, if you're watching the show, share on every platform and just encourage black owned businesses out there, designers, content creators, journalists, photographers, because there's only one way they can grow through you. There is no way out. There's only one way they can grow, and you have to do the work to make your section of the community grow. So, well, let's come back to Mr. Robin Boo. So,
Mhm.
I have an amazing question from a guest that says, will you be mentoring the young ones? Because they have seen you in so many magazines. They even saw the designs and the ones that are crushing on Avatar, they are crushing on that Avatar design that you made. And they are
Okay.
wondering from Cameroon to the Western world, is it possible
Yeah.
for them? And are you going to sponsor them or are you going to mentor them if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to?
Yeah. Actually, even when I was in school learning, I used to teach, right?
Yes.
I used to teach the junior former. So it's always like even some right now, like before when I was in Montreal just a couple of months ago, I went back to my school to teach, right? To
Yes.
teach some of my teachers' students. You see, it's funny, eh? My teacher taught me, and then after called me back to help her teachers. And
That's giving
anyway,
back.
so yeah, so I'm definitely like my whole point is that I'm definitely like my whole family is really into education, right? So
Right.
I'm thinking of, I mean, everybody says they want to start a school, but then there's no point starting a school that sends people into oblivion. You know what I mean? So it's kind of important to create the connection where
Yes.
like if you create a school, you can kind of make it sustainable for people who go to that school. So okay, in a nutshell, I'm very, very 100% down to mentor, to teach. I'll teach drawing, I'll teach pattern making, I'll teach sewing, I'll teach designing. Because designing, there's a method to it. It's not just
Yes.
like free thinking the way people think. There's a method. So I'll teach all that. I mean, I have all my books from school here. I'll teach. Don't worry about it. I'll teach,
So
for sure.
that is amazing.
For sure.
So for the
Yeah.
guys, the guys that asked that question, the viewer that asked that question, yes, he is open, he is willing, and he
Very
is
much.
hungry to teach you what he has learned from school,
Yeah.
from the Western world, and back. Always remember again, it always starts from culture. It always starts from back
Mhm.
home. You need to look at your
Yeah.
environment because that around you, it's unique. So
Yeah,
now we
and
are
and just wait,
actually,
and just one last thing to add there. Just so you
yes,
know, I've lived in Africa. I've lived in the West. All
yes,
the inspiration in life is in Africa. There is no inspiration
it
in the West.
is. That's the key
So if
spot.
you're in Africa, you have the chance to be inspired the most way. It's crazy. Anyways, yeah,
Right.
that's it for now.
Wow, that is so, so beautiful. So, one advice to the viewers. If you have this beautiful advice, something that will stick with them, and how should they come across if they want to follow you on Instagram, they want to follow you on your website, they want to go check out your content because you have amazing ones and amazing magazines. When I saw them, I was like, wow, you needed to be shout out because if we don't do it, then who will? Who
All
will?
right.
Because those
Yeah.
work that you did are amazing. I looked at them and I was blown. And I said, people need to see
Oh.
this. People need to go and check you out. So, on every
Yeah.
platform that you are, where can they find you?
So I mean, basically, like I'll just say Facebook and Instagram. So it's just Robert Mbu, my two names.
Okay,
Very,
Robin
very
Boo. So
simple,
you can
right?
find him,
Robert Mbu.
Robin Boo,
Yeah,
on
and I'm
Instagram.
very like, yeah, like to me, I feel like basically this is me. Like we're trying to create our own clan or our own tribe, right? So
Yes.
I'm open to everybody. Like if you, as long as you want to join, as long as
Yes.
you're open minded enough to understand that like we're in a world where you need to follow what is in your heart and follow your dreams. I'm down with you, like yeah, join, like
Perfect.
let's join the clan and go and grow in our numbers, right? So when we have
Grow.
our army, now we can destroy the whole system.
So, one
The
word to
system
the
that doesn't
viewers.
want us, yes, the
Yes.
system that doesn't want us, we're gonna form our army and we're gonna destroy that system.
Oh
That's the
yeah, forward ever. So let's say one word to your viewers today. Young fashion designers coming up in Cameroon, in America, across the world. One word to them.
idea. Think about why you want to do this.
Yes. Wow, that
Be
is
very
amazing. That
be
touched
very
me.
clear
So you're
about it.
talking to me.
Yes, be
Think
very
about why
clear
you
about
want to
why you
do
want to do this.
this. It all
Yes,
started with a vision.
yes,
Why do you
yes,
want to
because
do this?
it's
I love that.
yeah, it's passion can get you started,
Yes.
but it's not passion and talent that gets you there. It's conviction.
Amazing. Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Robin Bull, for being present in All Things Fashion Show. This is the best, this is the center where true talents are born. This is where, if the world don't see you out there, we see you. That is why All Things Fashion was created. So you can reach us on All Things Fashion Show on Facebook, and you can reach on Instagram, All Things Fashion Host on Instagram. Text me, email me, send messages to this platform. If you're a fashion designer that you are still struggling, remember, we are here. This channel was built for you. It was built for your career. So we can stand with you. Always remember that. If you want a platform where you can tell people that this is me, I am here. Hey, this channel, this platform, this All Things Fashion, it's for you. And always remember that. So please like the video, like the show, and follow. And remember, share. Always share, because that's how we get to other people that want their talent to be showcased. Thank you so much. I am truly honored to be your host. And you can always follow me on All Things Fashion Host on Instagram. Again, my name is Ruth, and thank our sponsor today, Freddie & Sons Roofing, for always taking this journey with us. And they will always take your roofing problems and your siding problems. They will take it to another level. They will solve it for you, and they will bring you back to your true home. Always remember that. And remember to follow and like and share this video. Thank you.
Welcome to All Things Fashion Show, streaming live from Media to Africa. Are you a fashion designer? Are you smart, creative, adventurous, a fashion entrepreneur, trendsetter? We bring you the best in photography, modeling, content creating, art, and music. Then join Ruth in All Things Fashion.